Hi, everyone. I'm Frank Mallico at KTVU Fox 2 here in the San Francisco Bay Area. My guest, a husband and wife team from the East Bay, Jamie and Dana Finegold. They are the owner of the online California clothing brand, Tart Collections. It's been around since 2004, but they are also giving back to some of the heroes out on the front lines during this coronavirus pandemic. Say hi to Jamie and Dana. How are you guys?
We're great. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's good
Thanks
to
for
have you
having us.
with us. Some tough times for your online clothing company. Tell us what's going on with Tart Collections.
So we've been around 24 years and we sell to retail stores as well as online. And recently with the shelter in place, all the retail stores have closed down. So they've canceled all their orders with us, obviously, because they can't sell them. So we are left with a lot of inventory and a little bit of online sales, not too much right now since toilet paper seems to be outselling us.
Well, I'm not surprised. We were talking off camera. I don't think people care what they look like these days. Sadly, we're all just home with family for the most part.
Yeah, a Zoom call from the waist up is pretty much, the uniform, and everything else, who knows?
Yeah. So you're on hold. You guys are going to come back, but you have all this inventory, and some of it could be dated in 3 or 4 months because it's seasonal.
Exactly. So we've been bringing in inventory, business as usual, because this is already, goods have been on the water coming our way. So we just were seeing this pile up and realized that it's not going to be worth much soon. And actually, I don't.
Well, so what happened was we wore these masks. We have these N95 masks that we got from one of our factories in China. They sent them to us as a gift. And we were wearing them and I was like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. I'm dying with this mask on and I've only had it on 30 minutes while shopping at Costco. So I was thinking to myself, these poor frontline workers are wearing these masks and all this other gear, like 12, sometimes 14-hour days. And we started to feel really bad for them. And I just can't imagine being in the position that they're in. So we thought maybe if we did something, give back to some of the frontline people who are going through so much trouble and risking their lives. And some of these moms, I've heard about some ladies that are pregnant and they're still nursing and risking their lives and risking their children's lives and their husband to save everybody else. And we started feeling really bad for them. So that's when we thought, well, maybe we could give them some of this inventory that we have to make them feel good when they get home after they shower. Maybe they want to put on something fun.
Okay. And so you kind of got the word out, and I guess a lot of people nominate. Is that how it works?
Yeah, we had an Instagram sort of giveaway where we said nominate your favorite frontline worker or responder, and in 50 words or less, tell us why they deserve a $500 Tart shopping spree. So we had 240 nominations, and reading through them, we were like, we can't pick. They're all too good. So we looked at each other and we were like, should we give all 240 the $500? And we kind of laughed about it, and then we were like, no, this is actually something we should do. And that's when it became very real. And we're like, okay, let's do it. The goods are just sitting there. Let's put them to use.
I mean, you can either get depressed about business or you can do something nice for someone else and feel good about it.
Well, let's talk about feeling good. How's that make you feel to reach out to these people and help them out?
It's actually amazing. We've gotten a lot of direct messages back on our Instagram from the winners and from the people that nominated them, just thanking us. And they're so happy because a lot of the people that nominated, like family members, they said, we don't know what to do for our family member and we can't afford to do anything for them. And you're allowing us to be able to give to them through you. So it kind of makes everyone feel good. The people who nominated, the people who are receiving, and us who are giving the goods. So it's been great.
And did it come from all over the country?
Yeah.
Yes, literally everywhere.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. From Iowa to Florida to New York. Yeah, it's been great.
And can you share a story without giving out too many personal details? But was there one that really kind of triggered your heart a little bit?
Well, the one that really got me was the one who there's a nurse that's 8 months pregnant and she was still going to work and she has a baby at home. And I cannot imagine risking my life being 8 months pregnant and doing that for other people that aren't my family. So I'm hoping that she will give birth to a beautiful baby and enjoy her Tart clothing once she does.
Sure. And did you sit down with all these responses and go, "Oh, this is a good one. Oh, boy, that's good." And they're like, "They're all good." I mean,
Yeah,
did
no,
you read them all?
that's exactly what happened. We just kept comparing. I'm like, did you read this one? So it was just like back and forth chatter. And, it's funny. We've read them so much now, and we've been getting so many messages back and forth that we feel like we kind of have like this new little family
I
that we've
bet.
created of people that are still kind of in shock. They're like, wait a minute, you did this for everybody? And we're like, you're part of an exclusive group. You won.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And the response back from them, were they just out of their minds?
They've
Thankful?
been overjoyed. Just, they've been working so hard and they're so exhausted. They don't have any time to take care of themselves. A lot of these people are nurses and they're, taking care of other people. Then they come home and they have their own families to take care of, and their kids want attention, and they're just exhausted, like literally exhausted. And no one is doing anything for them because there's no time.
Right. And a
So,
lot of them have to isolate as well. I saw this story about two doctors, husband and wife team like yourself, both physicians on the front lines. They got two young kids and they had to give them to the grandparents because they were afraid
yeah.
they might bring it home. So,
Exactly. It's scary. So we just thought, you know what? These women deserve a little love.
don't they all? For sure. Now, is it a one-time thing? Do you have more inventory, or will this pretty well take care of what we
No,
got?
no, we definitely have a lot of inventory.
Okay.
And, anyone that's looking to shop online, it's tartcollections.com. And feel free to jump on board. There's plenty more where that last inventory came from.
Really? So this is your pitch where you say, "Aren't you tired of wearing sweats at home?"
Yeah.
It's time to giddy up a little bit. We'll talk about your company weathering the storm. I've talked to restaurant owners and a number of people that are, hurting in a big way, and you guys took a big hit.
Yeah, it was the hardest thing to let go your entire company thinking like what's going to happen going forward to all of us. But we called them the night before we did it, one by one, and the conversations we had with them were so pleasant. Everyone sort of was like, of course you have to do this. Everyone was incredibly gracious, and they really just kind of pumped us back up, and they said, you guys have been amazing bosses. We would do the same thing, And so it was encouraging to have those conversations with people, and it definitely drew everyone closer in the company. That's for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what lies ahead for you guys once you get on the other side, assuming that happens sooner rather than later?
Yeah.
Right. So we've, like everyone else in America, we've applied for the Paycheck Protection and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and we're waiting for funds to come through. And hopefully as soon as those funds come through, we can start hiring people back. And, retail is going to open up again. People love to shop. It's a pastime. It's something fun. We are very hopeful for the future. And this is just a pause for us, and I think we've been owners for 24 years, and we've always had employees. We've always had business going, and fashion is very fast. And so this for us has been a nice little pause and a little breather to step back and work on our strategy for our business. And so we're taking advantage of the time.
Well, very good. I know our world's changing, the way we socialized, to going out to dinner, sitting on BART or a bus, or going to a baseball game, that kind of thing. At least you guys are online already and established, because Lord knows that's probably the direction we're all going. I feel for a lot of these brick and mortar stores. JCPenney's been around for 100 years. They had issues, but it looks like they may be no more among other brick and mortar stores. So at least you guys are there already and you can come back.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're focusing on our e-com business right now. So it's a nice time to allow us to do that. Before it was sort of like the stepchild, and now it's the focus. So
yeah. Well, talk about your fashion and what you guys sell, and tell us a little bit more about Tart Accessories, or collection.
So our customer, we call her a hot soccer mom. She's typically married with maybe a kid or one on the way, and she's busy, and she's throwing them in the car, and she's going to Whole Foods and ballet practice, and she's just very active and wants clothing that's just easy. She doesn't have to think about it. It's super comfortable and always kind of casually chic, and that's kind of our gal.
That's your MO out there. How did sales just drop off the roof once the shelter in place happened? I mean, like half
Immediately.
or more?
Yeah, within the first 24 hours, I'd say half of our stores canceled everything.
Wow.
And then within the next 48 hours, everyone canceled everything. So we just popped into our office and found, I don't know, 60 or 70 return boxes that we had shipped out to boutiques that they just bounced. And so things are just coming back to us. And we're just like, wow, this is going to be a lot of digging out of.
Yeah. Are you hopeful though that you can move forward?
Yeah, very hopeful. In fact, we're seeing so many silver linings in this. You know, we've been doing family walks every night, going down, you know, just being outside, but being close, and, you know, board games and cribbage, and teaching the kids, like, you know, cribbage, which was a card game that my dad taught me when I was little.
Sure.
And so we have had an opportunity to reflect on everything. And certainly we were on this hamster wheel, and we are really relishing in the fact that we're kind of slowing down and creating a little more of a work-life balance. So this has been kind of an amazing chapter for us that, you know, I don't know that we'll ever see anything like this again, maybe, but probably not.
And with the stimulus help, do you see yourself, I mean, you don't have a crystal ball, but do you think things will get back to somewhat of a new normal here at the end of summer, the fall, or is it going to take a while, you think, for your industry to really come back alive?
Yeah, I go ahead.
I think you'll see a lot of companies folding. I think people will just give up on it or not have the means to be able to continue. I think a few people will hold on, and I think they'll pick up the business going forward. I mean, fashion is one of those passions for most women. And so I think that they will continue to be fashionable, and I think they will pick up the pace on buying, you know, but it probably will be fall before that happens.
Yeah. How much of your business is done by sending stuff to retailers and online from just the soccer mom out there?
Yeah, well, it's been 95% to wholesaling to brick and mortar stores.
Okay.
And our website has been 5%.
Gotcha.
And that's going to change dramatically going forward. So I think a lot of companies are going to have to pivot and adjust to this new world and this new economy. And, you know, we would call ourselves survivors and hustlers, and we'll figure out a way to come out of this and hopefully create some more jobs and, you know, making work fun again.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Well, there's a lot of nurses, medical personnel, first responders out there looking pretty good, thanks to you folks. That's got to do your heart a world of good, I bet.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
Definitely. We hope we can give some women some joy.
Excellent. Well, Jamie and Dana Finegold in the East Bay, they own Tart Collections. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you nothing but the best moving forward.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thanks.
All right. I'm Frank Malakote here in the Bay Area. We'll send it back to you.